Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our powerful Power of Six call that we have prepared for you tonight. My name is Verdita Monk. I will be your host, and I'm a Senior Presidential Director out of the Atlanta, Georgia area, and I'm so delighted to be able to share ideas with you on a weekly basis so that we can all win in this business. You know, this is going to be a pretty heart-to-heart conversation tonight. Not to beat up on anyone, but to enlighten you, to encourage you, to inform you, to help you get to where you want to be in LifeWave. And so I just hope you embrace what we're going to be saying tonight. Please take some notes. If you have team members that are not on this call, I highly encourage you to reach out to them and tell them to jump on now, because this information that we're going to share tonight, I think, is the missing ingredient that we've experienced, many of us have experienced in us getting to the very, very top. You're gonna see as we go along. But first of all, let me pull up my PowerPoint. And for those of you who may or may not have been on this call in the past, just know that the Power of Six call is designed to embrace a simple, duplicatable system of enrolling 6 partners in order to maximize the binary plan and matching bonuses. And so what I want to share with you, about a week ago or so, Steve and Gina Merritt, if you were on the training call that they did for us last week, they introduced a challenge. It's called a LifeWave Fast Start Challenge. And when you look at this challenge, they said that this challenge, if you do this challenge within 21 days, not only will you make a certain amount of money, but you will also qualify for the trip. So really, really, really pay attention to what I'm about to say. When I saw that, and I should have put it on the PowerPoint, but you would have gotten it via email through your upline. And this Fast Start Challenge right here basically says for you to go out in your first week or so and enroll 8 partners. And in order to come up with the points that Steve and Gina said that you would accumulate, which would allow you to qualify for this challenge, you would have had to enroll 8 premiums. So we all know that that is an issue right there. How many of us, if you think about it in your mind, what is the average package that a person enrolls with that you personally enroll? So just think about that. Many of you are going to say core or advanced. The average person, 3 out of 10 people who you bring to your calls or your launch calls, you may get 3 to join, 2 to 3 on a call. And the average person is going to come in with a core. I'm going to go through some slides to show you where we are now and where we need to be and where you can be. Okay, so the title of our conversation tonight is called Power Moves. We're going to be transitioning our efforts into power moves, you guys, okay? Okay, now let's walk through your journey as a brand partner. And let's just assume that you enrolled as an advance. You just got started. Put your hat on to say, I just got started. And you coming in as an advance. And with that being the case, what we want to do is help you. If we were to go by this challenge right here, you would enroll 6 partners. More than likely, you're going to enroll 8 cores. That's the average. You might enroll advance here and there, but let's just say 8 cores. In this scenario, you would have earned $35 in PIB bonuses times 8, or $280. And then you've earned 720 points on each side, because 4 cores on one side, they're 180 points each time 4. That's 720 business volume on both sides of the binary. So that generates you $50. Hooray, you are now a manager, okay? But this is a very weak scenario, because who's going to really, really get excited about having enrolled 8 people and now you've only earned $330? That's not going to be very exciting, is it? But I always share with you in the Power 6, PowerPoint and everything, that's just the beginning. You got to have vision, you got to look forward. But what we got to do is, if we want it now, we got to do something different. So let's move on to scenario number 2. And we're going to make our first power move, which is power move number 1. So now, we always talk about scheduling launch calls. When you first get started, it's the most excited that you will be, probably, unless you've made $1 million or something. But what we want you to do, we're going to walk you through this process, and you're going to be walking your people through this process. You're going to help this person schedule, let's say we schedule 4 launch calls within your first 2 weeks. That's easy. I've got people on this call that are doing that right now. Okay. Now, what you want to do is make a, you're going to make a list. And most of us can really easily make a list of 50 to 60 people, really, if we just sat down between our family, our friends, our co-workers, our church members, our neighbors. You can come up with 60 people. So let's just say your list allows you to call 15 people on your list per call. Let's say this is your first call. Today is Wednesday. Your first call, let's say, is Saturday morning. Okay, I'm just saying it because we don't like to do calls on Fridays. You could do one tomorrow, but we don't like to do calls on Fridays because people's minds are in a relaxing mode and all that. I keep getting all these jewels to come on. I don't know if they made it or not. So let's say you take 15 people. Let me tell you why I was talking to a lady earlier and she was talking about, she already invited 25 people to her call tonight and she's going to keep going. I said, nope, don't go any further. Let me tell you why. Your launch call is supposed to be personal to you. Like, I don't want to invite my whole team to your launch call because I want your launch call to be intimate. I want you to be able to do certain things at the end of that launch call. So let's say you call 15 people on your list for each call and expect about 10 because everybody's not going to show up. So let's say if you did 4 launch calls times 10 people, that's 40 attendees. Now, let's just say this. Now let me back up a minute. Once your launch call is ended, the person who if you're the brand new person, I want you to get on the call and I want you to thank everybody. So please take notes right now. Thank everybody that joined the call. Let's say there's 10 people. And let's say the first person's name is Bob. Bob, thank you so much for joining the call. I'm going to be following up with you, Bob, either tonight between 8 and 9 or tomorrow between 12 and 1. Which one of those time frames works best for you? And Bob may say, I'm free in the morning, come in the morning. So you write down, Bob, you go to the next person. Let's say that person is Cynthia. Cynthia, what about you? What time is best for you for me to follow up with you? Tonight between 8 and 9 or tomorrow between 12 and 1. So you're going to go down that list of those 10 people and get an agreement and a commitment from each one of them to say, it's okay for you to follow up with me. Okay. Once you follow up with those people, do you realize that an average of, let me move this stuff out of the way so I can see. Okay, let's assume that out of all those 4 calls, okay, because on an average 10 people, you might get 2 to 3 people who are going to want to try the patch. When I say try, I don't mean they're buying a package. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they decide they want to just use a 1-month supply. Don't you recognize those people? Don't you recognize, don't you experience having those types of people say, can I just try it for 1 month? Not so much, can I stay on it for 90 days? But a lot of them say, can I try it for 1 month? This is the suggestion I want to make so that you can get everybody that you enroll to be as a premium. You want to get these people to a premium. So how are you going to do that? Take the people that say they want to try this for a month and let them know, thank you, Bob. Thank you so much for joining the call. And he says, when you follow up with him, he says, I just want to try it. Can I try one sleep? Sure you can. Listen, I got a promotion going on because of my, launching my business, and I'm going to be placing a big order. And because you're one of the first people that supported me, I'm going to save you about $45 because normally one sleeve is $150 plus tax and shipping, close to $170. So what I'm doing is going to offer you $125. Zelle me the $125. And most of these people, keep in mind, these are friends of yours. These are relatives. These are people you know really closely. Offer them that discount of $125. That's saving them over $40. So you let them know that too. If you do this with 10 people, you're going to collect $1,250. You're going to use this money, and you can cover the taxes and shipping unless you get another sale from somewhere. And you're going to upgrade yourself to the premium pack, okay? This same process is what you want to do with every new person. Let me move on to power move number 3. So now you're active with 110 points for the next 2 months because you you know, you've upgraded to premium. Now for 2 months, you're active. This is a beautiful thing, you guys. When you have new people that come on your team and you know for a fact they're going to be active for 90 days total, do you know what kind of head start that gives you with your business? Trust me, because when people come in, whether core, whatever, and then the next month they just not, they didn't even want to get on, they didn't even want to get on auto shift. Well, guess what? When they get on a premium, they're automatically on auto ship. They're automatically trickling down 110 points for the next 2 months. So now you're ahead of the game. Here's your power move number 3. Now, out of those 40 people, let's say you've got 4. Remember, this is what Steve Merritt, this is the challenge. So watch this. If 8 people join as a core or advanced, and they take the process I just took you through, showing them how to do their own launch calls, okay? See, some of the people are going to be customers, but some of them want to join. Let's say you got, out of 10 people, 2 people per call want to join. Now that's 8 people because you did 4 calls. It's a numbers game. It is inevitable. 2 people will probably join per call if you got 10. Now you upgrade them to premium going through the same process as you, because remember, they didn't come in as a premium. But what you're going to do is you're going to earn $405 during this process for every person. That's 8 people. $3,240 you just earned in PIB bonuses within a month. And since there are 525 points for every premium pack, you just accrued 4,200 points, about $2,100 on each side of the binary. That's only $150, but that's okay, because guess what? You just made $3,240 up here. So you've made $3,390. And you're still a manager because you've only gotten 8 people, and nobody so far. I mean, these are all just brand partners. They haven't duplicated yet. So you've earned $3,390, and you're still a manager. You only made 150 in binary, but you know that's because remember, some people think, okay, in the binary as a manager, you can only make $1,500 per week, but that's only referring to binary bonuses. That has nothing to do with what you're going to make in PIB bonuses. Yes, you're going to collect all $3,390, okay? Power move. Okay, now let me tell you what's going to happen next. You're going to, power move number 4, you're going to duplicate this process. You're going to take all 8 of those people and get them to, within their first 2 weeks, to do exactly what you did. They're going to set up 4 calls. They're going to take those customers, and for the people that they do sign up, they're going to help those people, they're going to help those people upgrade to premium. So now, guess what? Remember, there was 2,100 points on each side of the binary when on the, in the previous scenario, when you just, let me go back so you can see. There was $2,100 when you just got your 4, when you got your 8, 4 on each side. Now watch this. If this duplicates, now you got 8 people that you just enrolled, generating 2,100 points for them. That's 16,800 points at 8,400 on each side. That's going to generate $600 in binary commissions. Divide 8,400 by 660, you guys. That's what I know some of you new people wonder, where'd you get that from? Every time 660 points falls on your one side and 330 points falls on your other side, it generates a $50 binary commission. And if you do this, if you divide this 8,400 times 660, which is the largest side, that's going to generate you 12 cycles. So 12 times 50 is $600 in binary. That's where I got this money. I mean, that's where I got this from. But now you're now a director. And so if you add this 600 to what you earned back here, 3,390, you pretty much earned $4,000 on just the first 8 people that you enroll. Okay. Now, what you want to do now, power move number 4, you want to do this again. Remember, those 8 people, when it got 8, there's 64 new brand partners. You do not want to leave them hanging. This is how some people are getting to $30,000 and $40,000 and $50,000 per month, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, this generates an additional 8 times 64 generates another 512 business partners and 268,000 points. You are now at SPD, and you're very close, because you got, you're adding this 268 to what you generated back here in volume. Remember, it was 16.8 and then another 2100, you're at 289,000. You're SPD, you're nowhere from elite. That's 300,000, okay? So watch it again. So y'all, let's stop playing small. Don't allow any new brand partner from now on to remain as a core or an advance. Get all the money out of the comp plan and upgrade these people to premium. This is how it's happening. Here's the difference from what we are doing. And I started this whole conversation out by saying that you're going to, get enroll people, but more than likely, Steve says he's assuming them as a premium. That's the norm for the people he enrolls and the people that that's their norm. That's not the norm with us, okay? You got to admit, I'm just being straight up. I told you this is going to be a locker room talk. This is just straight up. The average person that you bring in is not going to be a premium. Some of them will, some of them won't. But what we need to do is get our heads in the mind and just, if they do what we tell them to do. If I bring you in this today and I say, and you say, well, all I can afford right now is a court. Well, listen, don't worry. We're going to get you the premium. I want to make sure you're in a position to maximize your money. So in other words, when you get them to premium, now you're getting all the money that you can get out of that position, just the PIB bonus. You want to maximize the PIB bonuses, okay? So stop playing small, you guys. Let me go back. Maximize the power of launching within 48 to 72 hours. What do we say all the time? The most powerful time where you're going to get the most energy out of people is when they first get started. That's within the 48 to 72 hours where they change their mind before they get discouraged some kind of way. And then you want to maximize the power of your warm market, because the warm market is easy. They're going to be the easier people to get on the call because they know you, they trust you. Strike it while it's hot, you guys. Let's go. But I want to ask you this question. Does any of this look familiar? Remember, the Power of Six only talks about getting six because that's all required to front line to get to director. Yes, that's what you're required, front line. But then two of those six need to be manager. Okay, I mean, not manager. They need to be manager. That gets you to director. But what I'm trying to explain to you here is that this looks very serious. You could be wondering, how am I going to get 216 people on that level? It's because these people duplicated. I just showed you a very basic scenario of helping people launch. Why do we need to stop doing one launch call? We need to start doing 2 a week in your first 2 weeks. You're excited. There's a lady that I spoke to a little bit earlier. She got a launch call tomorrow and she got another one on Sunday. And she came in as a premium and it's already expecting to bring on one premium already. But this is what happened. Remember, this is just in the Power of Six with 6 people. We're still looking at $1 million a week. Y'all, there's a lady that I saw this lady on I don't know who the Zoom person is, but we need to rename them. But there was a lady, y'all heard, we talked about her a couple weeks ago. Her name was Penny. And this lady, all she does is talk to her cattle and stuff. She got a divorce, live in the country in a city that's about a town rather, that's about 600 some people in that town. She just hit elite, y'all. She's only been in a year. She didn't know anybody, but she just hit elite. You know why? Because the people that her upline is helping her talk to these people and they're closing them as premiums. That's why it's all about the numbers, you guys. So what I have on the call tonight, I've got a couple of people that have a winning attitude that I want to introduce you all to. The first person I want to introduce some of you to, you may have not met him before if you're new, but he is a powerhouse on our team. He is an incredible testimony. And he has been really doing some incredible things. I just want Mr. Jeffrey Payton, who's a senior director on our team out of Atlanta, Georgia area. Jeffrey, would you come on and just share your thoughts about, this process and what we have to do to step up? I think, let me see, did I make him a co-host? I saw him come on a little bit late. Let me make him a co-host. There he is. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I have to make you a co-host. Let's see if you can unmute yourself.
Okay, all right, all right. Hey, folks. Wow, this is a unexpected pleasure. And man, oh man, Verdita, this power of six just, it really just, for me, the numbers are absolutely incredible. And I don't care how many times you go over it, it's still fresh to me. And that in conjunction with the action plan, which is, this is a study guide, folks, has literally changed my thinking about how to build this business. I'm literally trying to uh what is the word that they use to say, I'm trying to channel Steve and Gina Merritt, because the verbiage that's used in this will get you premium production. All right. The verbiage that is used in this will close premiums the more that the more that it's permeated in your spirit. This tool that Steve and Gina took the time to write, and you can tell that they wrote it because it's actually their words, is so powerful. Till we were at a funeral earlier today, and one of my good friends passed away recently, last week, and we were at a funeral today. Guess what? Everyone there, because of the verbiage that I pulled out of this book, was automatically geared to what I was saying. I got everybody to a place where they were asking questions, like pertinent questions like, how much does it cost? I immediately responded with under $2,000. When I said that, they were like, oh, that all it cost? I thought it was going to be way more than that, because the value, the language that has been taught by Steve and Gina is giving you that kind of production. Now, I've been on the phone all evening, and I just finished a Zoom a minute ago, which is why I joined the link so late. But this list that I'm adding on to has, stars and check marks. I've got for check marks, I've got premium packs. For stars, I've got advanced pack, and that's only because they didn't have the money to join at the premium pack right now. But they've been notified. They don't notice. Get a premium pack still. All right. So there's been this. I really look at this as a vital tool, and if you don't have it, order it right away. All right. And if you don't start reading it right away, it's just a bunch of pages inside a beautiful cover. But open this thing, learn verbatim what Steve and Gina Merritt are teaching. I learn something every single day, and I'm going to use it as a complete reference over and over and over again to learn more. So, Verdita, that's my nugget for tonight, and I hope that it helps. You know what I mean? Because all the tools that they put in place in conjunction with the power of six can take your business to a whole nother level. Believe you me.
Wow, Jeffrey, I know that you got a lot of people that you are excited to get that. If you have not gotten that book, I believe you could get it in the store on thisisitteam.com now, because they've uploaded the bookstore, I mean the shopping store, whatever it's called. I did purchase it. I gotta admit, I have not studied it as deeply as Jeffrey has, but he's got me excited about, because I love to read. I'm always reading. And but that is important, what you just said. It's the way you're talking to people. And so we've got to start embracing the way we're talking. But until then, and I know you came on a little bit late, and it looked like a lot of people have come on late. I don't know what other call they were on or what, but but you got to listen to this recording, because what I'm addressing is starting what I started out by referring to this challenge they went over on our team call, where they said, go out and get 8 people, help 2 of them become manager, and literally and within 21 days, and literally you going to qualify for the trip. Well, I did the math, but I realized the only way they could qualify for that trip is if all 8 of those people were premium. I literally spoke to Steve a couple days after that. I said, Steve, I'm calculating this, and it appears that the only way these numbers work is if they're premium. He said, that's right. See, just like Jeffrey said, he's assuming. But what we need to do is be intentional about making sure that every single person we bring on board, when we do that launch call, and I'll repeat this because some of you came on late. When you do that launch call, the person whose call it is, you want them at the very end to go through that. That's why you don't want 50 people on a call. That's just me personally. I prefer a smaller group, because if you got 4 groups, 4 calls, you have, if the average 10 people is in on your call, now you have the chance to say, hey, Bob, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to be following up with you all tonight and tomorrow. With tonight between 8 and 9 be better for you, or tomorrow between 12 and 1. So you just got him to commit to an appointment to talking with you. And when you do get on there with him, you're going to ask him, Bob, what did you like best about what you saw? Did you like the product? Did you like the opportunity, or did you like both? He gonna say, well, let's just say that he said, well, I just really want to try the product right now. Is that okay? Sure, it's okay. Listen, I got a promotion going on because I just launched my business and I'm gonna be placing this big order. Because you supported me, I'm gonna give you about $40-some off. That's gonna normally cost you almost $170 for that one sleeve, but I'm gonna give it to you for $125. So you're gonna save money, but I know you're gonna love it, and maybe you'll come back and do something different. But he agrees, he'll sell you that money, or whatever the situation is. Go to the next person. Expect 2 to 3 people from out of 10 to want to try the product. I said, just expect it. Some people may be willing to be a preferred customer and stay, and you offer that to them if they're willing to do an auto ship. The third person wants to be
I want to jump in there, Verdita, can I just for a moment, because
sure.
I just downloaded that document you were talking about as well. Big help, all right? That's a big help. Now think about this. That just using the theory of more than one Zoom, at least 4 Zooms per person, all right, per new enrollee. They first of all know you care because you've taken the time to talk to them afterwards. So by you speaking the languages under $2,000. Oh, really? Well, I just so happen to have that on this credit card. So, by enrolling them just like that, it becomes contagious. I don't know what it is. It's you speak less to the next person, and they're more drawn toward whatever you came in as, and it pops off just like that. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you do an amazing job. I'm really excited that you called on me. But folks, do this to the max. Use this manual, right? They Steve and Jenna Merritt literally poured themselves into it, and the words that are in each page, you hear them, it's them, because
and that is only $30, you guys. It is worth it.
Yes, it is.
So now, thank you so much, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. I want to also ask another one of my colleagues. He is a leader out of the Kansas City area. I mean, he's actually been doing this on his calls. He's been this process of having the host of the call, the brand new partner, to communicate and get commitments from all these people. But can you elaborate, Jewel Strother, out of Kansas City, what your perspective is of what we shared tonight, and how do you plan to use it, or whatever? Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to serve on the call tonight. And man, you guys are sharing so many good nuggets, but it is definitely a must that we follow that process, because edification is a two-way lane, first of all. So when you guys are launching individuals, you do want to have at least 3 to 4 launch calls, sub launches. I call them sub launches leading to the big launch call, because really a launch is a 6 to 18-month process, because there's a lot of sub launches, because you're launching other people that's going to take place during that process. And so if you're, for instance, we just launched an individual last week, London Jabari Muhammad. In launching them, we had 3 other launch calls scheduled where they had a guest on every single call. And so when their paperwork went through, they had 3 business partners. Right now they have several customers they're following up with, prospective customers they're following up with. But they're just one step away from manager if they haven't already hit it tonight, because they had some follow-up, but it just makes that process that much attractive. But one of the most important things it does is it sets the standard moving forward, because they're going to follow the process that they know that they've actually experienced. And so you want to make sure that, when I'm working with these people now they know to take their people through the same process that allowed them to make money their very first week, to partner up and have apps go in to build. Now we're doing the same thing with their people. So actually tomorrow we have a launch call. We're launching 2 of their people. Same thing. There's sub launches, which is tomorrow and Saturday, scheduled for their new people. So that domino effect is what's going to take place. Again, we want to make sure we really create the new norm, and that's normal. It's supposed to happen like that. But when you bring people in that way, people are more apt to follow what they've already experienced than trying to tell them something that they haven't seen before. So that's why it's so important that we follow the launch process, ladies and gentlemen, because I learned that process many years ago, but on a higher scale, because it was launching people. It was like 4 launches per day. Again, we can kind of rank this thing up as high as we want to go. We can do 4 per day versus 4 in a week time, because that's how somebody that we all know and appreciate, that's how this one individual became #1 in the world at one time, because he was doing 4 a day. And so again, we definitely want to make sure we do a minimum of 4 launch calls to set the norm. And what Mrs. Monk was talking about as far as getting people to premium, I just want to add to that, because I want you guys to understand that the biggest winner in that process is that person who's now a premium club member. Why is that important? Because guess what? 100%. Last I checked, it was over 132 people on the This Is It team that were SPDs or above. 132. Guess what? 100% of them are premium club members. So if you get in here and say, I want to make all the money that's on the table, I want to get what's available. Well, to have what they have, you got to do what they do. You have to be at the right ranking. You got to be a premium club member, to have those type of results, and things happen, there's a little more emphasis and impact that goes on people that are premium club member. As they say, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So we want to make sure we get to that level, because iron sharpens iron, and so money attracts money. Premium club members attract what? Other premium club members. When people say, hey, what level did you come in at? Hey, I'm a premium club member. I tell people all the time, I look at them like they're crazy. Hey, I'm a premium club member. Of course I'm gonna come in at premium. I'm not leaving any money on the table. I want to make sure I get the biggest bang for my buck. $87.50 per sleeve. I'm not paying $150 or $99.95. I'm paying $87.50, right? And so with that being in place, you got to know the benefits of being a premium club member. And guess what? Upper leadership looks at you different as well. If they're talking to a person that they consider mentoring or coaching, guess what? They're going to know if you're advanced or premium, and I appreciate Mrs. Muck arranged a meeting with myself, and I met with, Steve and Gina Merritt. That wouldn't have happened if I was advanced. I was advanced level, core level. That would not have happened. So again, as a premium club member, they know I'm serious about the business. And so today we're all here not because we want to make some chump change, right? We're here because we want to go to the top. So we got to make sure we identify where we want to go, but we first must identify where we are and make sure we where we should be, and make sure we inspect what we expect. So if you're expecting to make big money, you got to inspect where you currently are right now. Are you a premium club member? Because people that make the big money, they're all premium club members. I'm gonna keep emphasizing that, because we want to make sure that you guys are at that level, and your knowledge is where it needs to be to attract the people you're looking for. So when she says we're trying to get everyone to the premium level, it's not because we want to make all that money. No, we need to get you to where you need to be so you can excel. So you guys got to look at it from that perspective, because to me, this opportunity is circling around again. See, this launched back in 2022 in almost every area, but guess what? It didn't go nowhere. There was no traction. There was a very slow traction, and people like Verdita and Harvey Monk, they noticed it. They knew the trend was about to happen. They positioned themselves, and look at them today. I can't say what they make, though. When someone pays over $300,000 in taxes, I can kind of guess, right? And so with that being said, I want you guys to understand that you have to make sure you inspect where you are and make sure it's congruent to where you want to become. I know I'm going all over the board here, but I get excited about this. You got to know where we're going. This is the last thing I'm going to touch on. Know where you going? Because when I say it's circling around again, now we got so much traction right now happening. Now, probably the beginning of the year, I would have said 100 people out of 100 you talk to don't know about the patch. I can't say that today. It's going so fast. Now running to people say, "Oh yeah, I heard about that. Oh, I think my sister got one of those." It's getting around, y'all. And if you don't notify the people that somebody else is, it wasn't even like that this the beginning of the year, but now it's taken off. So you got to understand this is how people become wealthy. They notice the trend before it happens. When this becomes a household name, there's going to be some people whose minds is so smart. I mean, so small. There's going to be people with small minds out here. They're going to wait till it becomes a household name and then say, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and get it." Well, you're too late on the financial side. It's the people that got in before that happened that grew with the trend. And when the trend set in, their wealth is there already stabilized, everyone. So we got to make sure we get to that point. And so with that, I love everything that you shared on this call, Verdita, Monk, and thank you for the opportunity to share. I'll pass it back over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Jules, for sharing that. And there's a lady on the call. Her name is Paula McAlpin, and I saw her just jump on a few minutes ago. She happened to be in Kansas City recently and said that she ran into somebody and she was and Lily said, "Well, I'm part of that too." She's part of Lightweight. And she said she's never run into anybody. She says, of all places, Kansas City. So yes, it is getting around. It is getting around, but very seldom you're going to find anybody that knows about it. This is the time you want to be in. And other thing I want to say, kind of piggybacking what you were saying, is Julia said, don't play small. That's why you want to be in the premium club, you guys. You get in, you get upgraded, you're active for 90 total days. Then the people that you help get there, guess what? Now you got a solid residual because you solidified yourself in 90 days. But if you train all your people to upgrade their people, help their people upgrade to premium, now you got the residual, keep going. You know what I'm saying? And nobody that's making $4,000 and $5,000 a week minimum is gonna not pay their auto ship. Okay, so now this is how we solidify this business. I want to bring up another person on our team who I have a lot of respect for. This man is John Maxwell trained. You have heard from him before. I mean, he's a graduate of Columbia University in New York, and he's a star athlete, all of those things, engineer. But I tell you what, he always brings powerful words to this call. And I knew he was not able to get on immediately, but he's been on. Hopefully you caught some of the things I talked about, Derek. Derek Hawkins out of New Jersey, director on his way to senior director. Come on, Derek, and share some words of wisdom with us.
Hey there, Verdita. How you doing?
Awesome.
Look like I'm at the beach. Can you hear me?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I see you though.
Yeah, well, anyway, I want to thank you yes, I was on from the beginning, at least from the slide. So absolutely, I'm excited. Always appreciate hearing from Jeffrey Payton and Professor Struthers. Always have some golden nuggets, but I just want to share the importance of some of the stuff you shared. First and foremost, I know a lot of people. I appreciate the presentation because I'm an engineer like you, and so numbers. I like numbers. I like to see them. It helps me guide myself. But also, I just want people to not so much focus on the money, focus on the activity. Because if you focus on the activity, the money will follow. So I know sometimes you look at the numbers and they may not make sense to you if you're new. But if you focus on the activity, the numbers will follow. So make sure you follow the activity. Secondly, don't make your minimums your maximums. And what do I mean by that? When we talk about getting to manager, I know some people get to manager, they get excited. And we have a tendency to go in what we call management mode. We start managing the people on our team. But we got to always be bringing new people in. And so it's important that you don't make your minimums your maximum. But not just with the people, but also with the premium. I know they all talked about it, about the importance of upgrading to premium. Because again, not only maximizes the compensation, it also increases the volume, it allows people to earn more. So I like that point. I'm definitely going to stress the importance of upgrading. And I know sometimes people, when they place orders in between their subscriptions, that's an opportunity to upgrade. Don't necessarily place an order, go ahead and upgrade and place in an order as well. So that's an important key. I think that's going to help us evolve in a big way, particularly in those premium packs. So that's very important. In addition to that, the launch. I can't emphasize the importance of the launch. I know we've had some people that launch right away. Some people, it's like pulling teeth. They'll launch 3, 4, 5, 6 months later. But again, you have to launch immediately because every day that a person on your team doesn't make money, they're that closer to leaving and quitting. So by launching, you have the opportunity to get, even if it's a customer, brand partner, they're going to see that first check. I've experienced people that have been in network marketing organizations and teams that have been in for years and didn't make money or didn't make money till late, and it was so little that it really wasn't much. But imagine somebody who's never made money in the business before, and they get involved in this, and they get paid their first week. That's going to continue. That's going to keep them around longer. So every week that they're earning, they're going to help them sustain themselves. So that's important that you make sure that you launch. Emphasize that again. I like the idea of having 4 launches in the first 2 weeks. And again, I like the fact that it's going to be intimate because in our normal presentation, we don't generally get a chance to answer questions or to get more detail. But I like the idea that when you get into a smaller group, you can spend a little bit more time. You don't have to be as formal, and again, you can gauge where people are. So all the things that you share is important. I also want to say that success leaves clues. That book that Jeffrey has, I picked it up at the conference. I don't know if my camera's low. But again, this is a roadmap. As Steve and Gina have created over 100 and something millionaires. And this is their blueprint. So this is worth, the cost of being in life. If they have access to this, is worth its weight in gold. Read it, follow it. They give you tips and things that they're gonna help build their business. So again, this Power 6 thing is powerful. I've always appreciated that because when I first got started, again, we were talking about building managers and becoming a manager building machine. But if you focus on building at least 6, which is 3 on 3, you position yourself to direct it. And from that point, everything is just volume and accumulation. So that's really the foundation for getting into SBD and as the seniors. And again, so you have to be intentional. And I like the idea of what Vidita shared. Be intentional. The game plans that they share. Steve and Gina created these things. And I'm just going to share what I started doing. This is the LifeWay. It's the Fast Start Challenge. You probably can't see it well, but it's on the Visit the team site. They have a couple of places where you put names. And what I tend to do, and I'm going to do it again, I already have people that I'm thinking of. I haven't spoken to some of them yet, but I'm going to put their names in. Now, whether or not they get started, maybe whether they join or not, I'm being intentional in sending out the thought that, hey, these are the people I want on my team. I'm putting the names in already. If they decide not to, I can cross out and put someone else's name. But be intentional to start to fill the names in. Don't wait to think who you're going to put in there. Be intentional about what you're doing. A lot of times it just takes putting things in place before they happen. You have to see it before you have it. It's almost like having a vision board. This is a vision sheet. So just like we put on a vision board, we put pictures of cars and homes and maybe the spouse will be one and other things. But take this time and be intentional about building a team and put on that sheet the people that you fear the most successful people that you know. And again, put their names in. That may give you the impetus to give them a call, because a lot of times, again, we're hesitant. We call that our chicken list. We don't want to reach out to them because we think they're not interested. They won't listen to us. But again, follow what we've learned. Get on these calls. Again, every time I go to these calls, I'm like a teacher. I take attendance. I know all of my team that are present, and those are the people that I give my attention to. So when I see their phone, when I get a call and I see their names, yes, I answer it immediately. Not that I don't answer for others, but if I'm in the middle of something, there's some people I would actually interrupt because I know that they're building and they're deserving of my time. So I just wanted to share that with you. But also, dude, I was trying to be a monitor during the beginning of the call. There were at least 2 or 3 people that had iPhone, and 1 or 2 was already in the call. I try to engage them and get their name. But if you can, make sure you change your name. Don't come on the Zoom with this iPhone or Zoom. It's a way for us to monitor, because we had someone intrude our call about 2 weeks ago. So just make sure that if you don't know how to change your name on your Zoom, ask someone, and let's keep the call tight. So back to you, Vidita.
Thank you so much, Derek. I knew you would bring some powerful information. I have unmuted a couple other people. And if I would love for anybody else, some of you are really killing it. Kelly Fowler, I've unmuted her. She is killing this business, bringing in premiums. Her calls, as you heard last night, are powerful. But I love the idea that she's doing this business by choice, not by necessity. And she makes that clear, but she sees it. And so it, you know, and then I also unmuted or made a co-host, Miss Gwen Maddox, Miss Gwen Millsap, who is this close to executive director. Gwen is killing it, and she is, she's not playing around, you guys. So, but listen, I want you to know that if you did what we talked about tonight, you would definitely be going on a cruise. I can't emphasize any more than I already have that it's important to launch yourself immediately and have multiple launch calls. That is for your people. It is nothing to get 2 cores or higher on a call where you have 10 people. That is very achievable. All you got to do is set up the calls. You take your list and call the people. And for Derek talking about the chicken list, I've been around all those elites. They're no different than any of us. But I will say that when you're bringing in premiums, it is more exciting. You bring in 4 premiums, you just make $1,600. You can be a lot more excited than you did if you make 140 with 4 cores. And this is why they're moving and they're teaching their people to do the same. You guys, we got to stop playing small. Anybody else want to ask a question or more importantly, share some of your vision and comments before we end this call? All right. Well, listen, I thank all of you for joining tonight. This call is recorded. You will receive the recording probably tonight. I highly encourage you to share that with your team members because we just went over the standard that we want our team to embrace. I really, really want to, create a standard within our team, establish a standard, and it's going to be up to you to lead them the way. Let's not just stop leaving people at cores. Let's get everybody to premium. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening.